Have you ever felt stuck editing your book? Have you ever wondered where to start or, where to go from here? If you have, you're not alone. In this video, I wanted to talk about editing and revising. Editing can be a daunting task, but it is something that has to be done. So that is why it is important to have some sort of strategy when it comes to editing. Because, there are some authors that say that editing is writing. Because it's when you edit that, the real story comes to life. At least that's what it is like for me. The first draft is usually, quite rough, and it's in the editing process that my writing really comes through and starts shining. And when it goes from, being so-so to becoming good. I always want to improve. I always want to find a better way to do stuff, especially since I also, I'm very interested in productivity and stuff like that. So that is why I am currently trying to improve my editing process. And that is why I read the book Blueprint Your Bestseller. Blueprint Your Bestseller is a book about revising, written by Stuart Hurwitz. And I just finished editing the first book of a fantasy series that I'm working on using this method, and I've sent the manuscript to my editor. I'm waiting for her, feedback on what to improve from here. So that is super exciting. I look forward to hear what she has to say, and we'll see. Maybe it was a good method to use, or maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure yet, because when I've edited for some time, I become completely blind, and I don't know if my writing is good or if it's bad, or if it's I just can't see my own writing objectively when I've been writing on a story for too long. So now it's good. Now I'm taking a break for a few weeks from that manuscript until I get the feedback and I can revise it again. The editing process in Blueprint Your Bestseller is a little bit different from what I usually do. The first thing that you do is, so you brainstorm your scenes and write them down in a document without looking at your manuscript. And this is something that's completely new to me. I've never done anything like that before, but it was very interesting for me to see which scenes that I actually remembered having written, and which that I had forgotten. And it's step number 2 to 6 is identifying the good scenes, the bad scenes, the forgotten scenes, and the key scenes are in your manuscript. And working like this, scene by scene, I guess the reason why we want to do this is because for a book to be really, really good, you have to make sure that every scene matters when it comes to your story. And that is quite hard. But if you go through it scene by scene, then it will be a lot easier to identify which scenes are key scenes and which should be improved, or which should be, which shouldn't even be there. And in step number 7, you name your series and begin a list of series which has the major movements within your key scenes. And what is a series, you wonder? Series is anything that repeats and varies in your book. So it could be a relationship that has its ups and downs. It could be some sort of object or symbol. It could be a theme. It could be a lot of things. Like maybe your book is about friendship. So one of the books that I'm writing has a lot of the theme. One of the themes in that book is about loneliness. So I wrote that down as a series to track, when loneliness comes up and what happens throughout the story. And the thing is, these series will repeat throughout the manuscript. Using this method, you will basically break down your entire manuscript. So you have all the scenes, then you have all the series, and you write down where. So I write down anytime anything comes up that has to do with loneliness, for example. The series, they become narrative arcs in themselves, and they also has to, like at some stage in the process using Blueprint Your Bestseller method, you have to look at each series and see if there is some sort of change arc within the series or not. If it's not, then then you have to change that, because there has to be movement throughout the story, and throughout each series if they are important. And this was really, really interesting because it got me thinking about some of the themes and some of the threads throughout my story. And I realized that I had to tweak them and make them a lot stronger, some of them. And yeah, that was really cool to see. And did I like using this method when it comes to editing? Yeah, I actually found it really interesting and really good. If you want to use the method, I have not gone through all the steps. There's like, I don't know, 20 steps or something in the book that you can follow. Really easy to use and easy to follow. So if you have trouble editing, I definitely recommend you reading this book and trying out this method. I think for me, I will use this method a lot with short stories, especially because when it comes to short stories, I find it harder to know whether or not, whether or not they're interesting enough. And using this method, I can see that, okay, there's a change arc here. I need more tension over here in the story, or in this key scene, the things that are supposed to happen don't happen. So I will definitely keep using it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for my bigger stories, although I will take out some of the nuggets that I've learned from using this editing process, definitely, because yeah, some of it's really, really good as well. So, but if you have trouble editing or you don't know what to do, for sure, try this method and let me know what you think about it in the comments. I think it's really smart to have some sort of strategy when it comes to editing, because if you don't have a strategy and you try to do it all at once, that's when you fail. So if I both focus on the big plot points in my story whilst correcting the grammar and looking at the dialogue, I can't focus on 3 things at once. Can you? If you say yes, you're lying. So no, of course not. So you need to go through your manuscript again and again and look at different things. By using this method, you can focus and you can see things from a new perspective. So that was really, really cool. And I got recommended to read this book from a writer friend of mine. She uses this method all the time, and she actually uses it when she outlines her story instead of, just when she's editing. So that is also a way for you to do it if you want to go that route. I have another outlining process that I really, really like already. So, but try different things, play around and see what works for you. I think that's really important because we are different and we need to, keep on improving. Are there any editing processes that you really like or that connect to you? If so, let me know in the comments. And if you have any books on editing or any different techniques that you want me to try, let me know in the comments. If you like this episode, it would really help if you give it a thumbs up and left a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.